Luke.
Mom.
Mom.
Hey, Ma. Hey.
Hey, Ma.
Yes, dear.
Luke.
What about him?
Luke is setting things on fire.
What's that?
Luke is setting things on fire.
Fire.
Yeah.
Fire. Yeah. What I tell you about telling on your older brother Luke? Luke.
He's making the sky so bright.
Well, why don't you go fucking brighten up a room for crying out loud, Hayden? Fuck off.
I'll go back to my room and read. Page 42 of The Hobbit, reading it for the 9th time. You know.
Yeah, you guys don't know my youth at all, do you? I was the trouble.
We just described it to a T, I think.
Yeah, I was the troubled child. My brother was the good child.
Oh shit. So did you light things on fire?
Just had the old Wendy burger. Yeah, I like Wendy's.
What's the
I thought you'd never ask. My go-to?
Baconator.
I went against my go-to. My go-to is just the #1 combo, Dave Single. Regular Coca-Cola, large fries, 2 junior bacon cheeseburgers, no cheese.
Jesus.
And then I'd eat the Dave Single, and then
So you have 3 burgers in total.
3 burgers
large fries and a soda.
Well, because I get the large fries because the junior bacon cheeseburgers, I open it up and I put a layer of fries on those burgers.
Oh. Nice.
So
But-
no cheese, does that make it just a hamburger?
No, it'd be a junior bacon burger, I guess.
Oh, it has bacon still. Sorry.
Yeah, I just get it without cheese. So here's the thing: if I'm eating it, if somebody's just getting me a junior bacon cheeseburger, I get it as is. But if I'm gonna put fries on it, which I always do,
Yeah.
I prefer the taste of the burger with the fries more without cheese than with cheese. I find the cheese takes a little bit away from the burger fry combo.
And it's a taste thing and not a texture thing, because I love the texture of fries in a burger. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's a tasting for me because I did do it because it was like, oh, it feels like whatever, Justin. Just, I'll get a junior bacon cheeseburger, no cheese, half the lettuce. Can you give me 2 squirts of mayo? Don't salt the fry. I don't want just like junior. I can live with it. I can live with it. It's not like I don't like it. So then I do, and then but whenever I do it, I'm like, oh fuck, yeah, no, I like it way better without the cheese.
Yeah. And are you a malt guy? Or do you get the frosted malts as well sometimes to treat yourself?
No, I'm not a dessert.
Oh yeah, we talked about this. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm not a.
That's
huge
why I have the
sweet tooth
extra
guy.
burger. You guys give me you'll eat a fucking extra large sundae after a burger. I don't. Okay, I have 2 more burgers. Just give me a break.
Now Hayden is more. I think out of us 3, is the biggest sweet tooth guy, with his fancy schmancy chocolates with the disgusting cherry coconut bullshit. What's it called again? What's it called again?
Cherry ripe.
Poo-poos?
No, that's toffee.
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 That's Hayden. I
Did you make it through that box eventually?
I threw it away.
Because donate it to the less fortunate.
It was just in my car, and then you know what? I should have brought it that day. I bumped into you at the con, at the expo, and we're just giving it to you.
Just give it back to him.
Yeah, just give it back. Now, Hayden, you also don't really strike me as fast food guy that much.
Hayden's never done fast food in his life.
No, it's meant to be consumed fast,
he's
but
very more so into
I'm very slow.
Healthier. Okay,
McDonald's is my go-to.
Okay, fair.
Mickey
fair.
D's.
And where would you rank Wendy's on that list?
I am not a big fan of. Not a big fan of Wendy's.
Oh, we're losing you. Sorry, we didn't hear that. For whatever reason, your connection is bad. So, back on Wendy's.
What's wrong with Wendy's, Hayden?
I didn't say there's anything wrong with it. I just said it's not one of my favorites. Alex loves it. She's a big Baconator fan.
Oh fuck yeah!
And I will have that.
Are you against the square patties? Is that what it is?
No, see, the meat is good. The meat is good. It's juicy meat. I like the meat. But I don't feel like there is enough on the burger. It's simple burgers. It's like In-N-Out. They've got it down to a science of a simple burger. Done good. I'm just not a fan of it. I'm not a huge fan of it.
Okay, so if you're saying that there's not enough meat, do you get would ordering a double?
Not enough. No, the meat is good. Not enough. Like, I know they do it with lettuce and tomato,
okay.
the accoutrement and all that stuff. Yeah, the fixings.
Sorry,
but also
that was like a word salad of what did you say? Tomatoes and cremouchions. I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's just like my Starbucks order, Justin. It's got to be overly complicated. No, but you got to understand, right? I didn't grow up in, like, Wendy's isn't an Australian thing. It's not there. So it's not a thing that I would instantly be like, yeah, I'll go to that joint.
Okay, and
remind me. That's why because like where I grew up, we didn't have a Wendy's. It was McDonald's and A&W, and it was McDonald's all the way. Like, McDonald's is my jam. If I had to pick one, that is also just because it is a bit closer. That's tough. Because there's an A&W closest, like really close, but there's no drive-through. I'm like, fuck that.
A&W does choice
Get
fries. A&W's fries are like the bomb.
Because I feel like, yeah, I don't know. As far as all around, I like A&W burgers. I feel like A&W does a good burger.
Yes.
And then McDonald's I like because I love the fucking Big Mac. Big Mac meal, large fry, 2 double hams. So that's my go-to there. But Wendy's, they got the
See, I can only ever stomach 2 burgers from McDonald's. You're going for 4.
It's in the stomach for a very short period of time. Let's be real.
Yeah.
I always get the large fries and end up loading up on too much potato so that I struggle through the 2 burgers afterwards.
Wait, so Hayden, what I think you did mention before a long time ago, but remind me again what your McDonald's order is.
You guys actually tried to guess it and you got it right. Can you remember?
No.
No, not at all.
Okay.
And definitely not guess it twice.
No.
Big Mac.
Big Mac.
Yeah, Big Mac for sure.
And McChicken with extra mayo. McChicken sauce, sorry. McChicken sauce.
So that's what you mean when you like the it makes sense because you like the fixins.
Yeah.
So Big Mac has a lot of fixins in it, or accoutrement, as you said. Fucking shit. And then there's
French Canadians with 2 freaking languages.
Have you tried the chubby chicken burger from A&W?
Yes.
And where would you rank that? Because people wait in line for the chubby chicken. It's always, you have to wait a while, and it comes out fresh and hot. So it's a little bit different.
I haven't had one in such a long time. I usually go for like a teen burger.
Team burger. Yeah, that's my go-to. Sorry, guys. I'm visually, I know you can see, people hearing have no idea, but listening, I'm probably a visual distraction to you two right now because I just, in my head, Shao, you're teeing something up. And I'm like trying to, I know, and this is the problem, because I'm like, he could just be talking, but then I'm like, no, here it comes, because the way you're like, and tell me about your thoughts about the chubby chicken. I'm like, where's he leading? I'm like, and I'm trying to, I was like, pies, apple pies, like I'm like, no, and sorry, so.
No, there's only so much you can do with punning or segueing, but I was just legitimately curious because I don't even remember why. Oh yeah, you asked about, because you started this topic technically. You asked me what my girlfriend's name is, and I said Wendy, and then we talked about Wendy's after.
I imagine you had thought of 1,000 different scenarios of how this would start, and
I'll steer it.
Yeah. But actually, one thing I want to ask you guys, because Hayden posted a pornographic video in our group chat.
Did you watch it all the way through? It was not pornographic at all.
Yeah, of course I did. I know. And there was this, these bros fucking around, and they put like a little explosive thing underneath a wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
And it blasts and it goes flying in the air. And Chow said, oh, I miss blowing shit up. And it just instantly brought me back to like some of the shit we would do when we were younger with fire and firecrackers and fireworks. So I wanted to explore that with you guys, because you said you missed it, Shao. I'm wondering if there's any like why, like what would you do? Like what's something fun or stupid or a story you have, or what you would do now? Like, you're not getting in trouble for
it. Okay, so just to answer the first part of the question of what I miss about it, it's more so, okay, when we were little, and still to this day, Halloween has become a thing to do with lighting stuff on fire and lighting firecrackers and fireworks and stuff like that. And when I was little,
whoa. Lighting fireworks and firecrackers on fire, yes, but lighting things on fire,
you know what he misses about it.
Just like, arson. Halloween's kind of known for just going around and doing arson and
but that's why he misses the youth of it, because he wouldn't get thrown in jail for it.
Exactly.
Under 18, and we would just don't do it anymore.
We used to go to the elementary school with a giant field, and there's no grass, right? And it's just a gravel field, so it's like that's not safe, but it's just an open area, and there's nothing that can get set on fire. But we would bring piles of whatever, just make a little bonfire thing, and then I would sometimes throw my unwanted gross Halloween candies in the fire just to see them melt and burn and stuff. Like black licorice I hated that, and whatever. But I miss the smell of fireworks and what is that? I don't remember what.
Gunpowder.
Gunpowder. I love that smell. I just love running around with my friends and just being silly, and just it's kind of just like camping in a way, and you're surrounded, and then you get to see some fireworks.
Have you ever thrown think of throwing things in the fire, beer can, not a can one? Sorry, bottle, glass. No, well, I wouldn't recommend full.
Well, doesn't it explode, a bottle?
Yes. Yeah. So we were around a campfire one time doing that. Just made me think of this. I haven't thought of this in a long time. But do you remember the Colt 45s? Like Colt 45s, Big Bears, like the big fucking glass bottles, are like 1.5 liters or whatever. We were on a campfire one night, and we were like, hey, let's do it with the Colt 45, right? Not thinking right. We did it. Waiting. It's not happening. Kind of forget about it. And this thing fucking goes, man. And it shot like giant, like pieces of log and ember just like everywhere, man. It was one of those things where you just laugh, right? You just laugh. Nothing. Nobody got seriously hurt. Nothing. The house didn't burn down. It was all good.
I feel like Hayden wouldn't have gotten involved in any of this shenanigans.
Oh yeah.
He would be the one that's reporting, like telling the parents.
He's telling on his older brother.
Yeah. You guys do not.
Luke. Mom. Hey, Ma.
Hey, Ma.
Yes, dear.
Luke.
What about him?
Luke is setting things on fire.
What's that?
Luke is setting things on fire.
Fire.
Yeah.
Fire. Yeah. What I tell you about telling on your older brother Luke? Luke.
He's making the sky so bright.
Well, why don't you go fucking brighten up a room, for crying out loud, Hayden? Fuck off.
I'll go back to my room and read. Page 42 of The Hobbit, reading it for the 9th time.
You guys don't know my youth at all, do you? I was the trouble.
We just described it to a T, I think.
Yeah, I was the troubled child. My brother was the good child.
Oh shit! So did you light things on fire?
I used to light things on fire a lot and blow stuff up and vandalize things and.
Hell yeah! Whoa, vandalism!
Whoa!
Like graffiti, like
no
spray can stuff. Oh, okay. Because I was really curious what your tag would be.
Dismantle things, I should say, instead of vandalize.
Dismantle. That is a beautiful way of saying it. I'm gonna start using that.
Wow.
Go over there, fucking dismantles that. So we one time, Hayden, you probably wouldn't know about this because there was no snow where you grew up.
True.
But in Alberta, there's a lot of snow, and I remember one day after, I don't know if it was after school or probably at lunch when we had a break. We went over to my buddy's place, and he built this thing in like home ec or outdoor ed or whatever it's called, and it was like a big community. It's like made out of wood. You made out of like, I don't know, popsicle sticks, whatever. And we thought, oh, this would be fun to burn because we used to like to play with gas and burn things, but like not other people's shit. Anyway, so we went back and we had it and we put it in his fire pit and we doused it with gas and we thought, oh, and it was the middle and it was winter, right? So you're thinking it's safe. And we're like, oh, you know, it'd be fun. Like, fuck, what could you make a flaming snowball? Like, we should make a snowball. We'll pour gas on it. We'll light the snowball on fire, and then we'll throw it at this thing that's in the fire pit. Brilliant. Well, make a snowball, kind of go a bit further back, pour gas on it out of this jerry can, and it's in the snow. Well, of course, snow is, you know, melts when you hold it and packs when you pour liquid over it. So, of course, as it melts, it drips to the ground. Well, in that snow is gas, and it just kind of like spreads. But we're not thinking about this at the time. We pour it, we do it, we light it, throw it, and his backyard, man, just like went up in flames. But it was like snow, and we're like, what the fuck? I mean, not his whole backyard, but like from us to the fire pit and underneath where we were, and the jerry can was there. So this thing goes up, and then the flame just follows the gas, goes all the way back to the jerry can. It's got the little yellow nozzle at the end, and then all of a sudden the flame is coming out at the end of the nozzle. Now nothing's going to happen if the flame goes in there. You can't turn it into a bomb. We don't know this at the time, so we start panicking. My buddy runs over there and like picks it up. I don't know what he was thinking. So we're like, I was like, put it down. What are you doing? Put it down. So he puts it down. Thing falls over. We're throwing snow at it, and just like this fire. We get it out. It goes out, right? Because again, it is winter, and there's a lot of stuff around it to kill it. It didn't last that long. Kind of forget about it. Spring rolls around, just fucking burned grass, man, like underneath all the snow. Shit was just burnt. Oh my god, it was so funny because like, how are you can't hide this. Like,
oh
awesome. Man,
yeah.
it was
those kind of shenanigans.
Oh, dude,
I do miss
it.
Yeah.
And that's like with me as a father, right? It's like, what do you do? Like, if your kid gets up to something like that, like you find out your kid did that, what do you do? Like, obviously, you have to talk with them, and there has to be something, but it's kind of like, you get it, you've been there.
Has that happened yet? Has Jams gone into that kind of?
No, he's
burning stuff phase.
Yeah, he's not in the pyro phase yet, is he?
No. We don't have a gas mower. It's electric, so we don't just have jerry can of gas kicking around, so that probably helps.
I guess that's fun.
Yeah. Sorry, one thing. I just Hayden hockey for 20 seconds because we had our last
go ahead.
Game, beer league. We're going into playoffs here. It's pretty exciting, but we had a something I'd never seen in hockey before. So Hayden, there's this rule in hockey, and they're starting to hammer down on it more, and it's called embellishment. So if somebody bumps into you or their stick hits you or something like that, and it's like soccer, and then you go down and you're like, oh, they give you an embellishment call. So you get a 2-minute penalty. A lot of times they call both. They'll call somebody for the slash and somebody for the embellishment. But what I've never seen before is it happened. There was like a mid-ice collision in our game, and both guys that bumped into each other, opposing teams, both tried to sell it. and it was so they both got these embellishment calls, and it was like synchronized. You know what I mean? It was like when you watch the Olympics and it's like a pair of dives. So as you know, Xiao, I could see you nodding. I could see the moment when you realized you're like, embellishment. They call this dives in hockey. Oh, two?
Is it an actual thing, or did you just pull my leg for the whole?
No, it's a real penalty, but it didn't happen.
Yes, it is. It is. Yeah. Nice. That was good. That was very good.
That's very good.
Glad someone came in. I'm glad someone came in with a sieg.
I had a backup one of the Oscars, but we'll save that. Actually, I won't save that. So good job.
Now? Thanks.
Good
Great. Now if he starts talking about the Oscars,
now he'll be like,
so
we've already started. We've already started the show. No,
yes, everybody. We're getting into. I don't even know what episode we're on. Of Paradise. We're continuing it. Six. Yeah. Seven. Six. Okay, Jane. Yes. So, I think I messaged these guys right away as soon as I was like, man, it's 10 seconds in, and I'm hooked in this episode. And it's really funny, Xiao, because when you responded and you said like, I hope it stays that way. It literally had just cut to outside of the bunker with Gary and X, and I was like, holy fuck, like no, like I was like the timing. It did. It really did. It started off with something that made me go, about to a theory that you brought up last episode about there being a time travel thing, because it starts off, it's like 1997 or 9 or whatever it is. Yeah. And this guy gets an email, I think it was 99, gets an email, and it says on June 6th, 2000, and I have a photo of it, 2000 something at 12:01 a.m. a killer is going to be born. You can stop it, but you have to deliver this message. And it was like, okay. And it was the email was from Alex. And I was like,
Q or something.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. Yeah. I was like, whoa. Okay. We got the name Alex. We got a prediction of the future. Because this episode is about Jane. It's called Jane. It's about Jane. We love Jane. Her character's really developed this season a lot. And this episode was for her. So we start there. And you know what? I thought, okay, time travel. And we talked about how we wouldn't really like it. But this made me think, okay, maybe it's a way. Fuck. I'm jumping like right into a theory here. I like haven't even finished talking about it, but it's a big thing. Because I wasn't that upset about it. Because I wouldn't like it if people, if they do it right, okay. But my idea of it when it was like time travel of like people jumping around time or there being a time machine, I was like, I didn't really like that. But I thought, well, what if it's not a way of physically traveling through time, but through digital space? Because if everything is stored digitally somewhere, servers, like there's history of all this stuff, right? There's a digital trail. So if there's a way they were able to figure out how to transmit data to the past, so you can't physically go there, but you can communicate. I thought, oh, that's interesting. Anyways, so that's what kind of popped into my head there. But yes, back to the episode. It's about Jane. We get Terry and Gary. We finally meet, or Terry and X, finally meet at the end of the episode, which we kind of thought would happen, or at the end of next one. So that's good. I like that they didn't spend too much time in that world. They kind of did what we had talked about. We wished they had done in the previous one, was like, you don't need to see much, just show us something. Skip all the fucking nonsense. Mm-hmm. So they did that. And then we get, of course, Link and the crew that's arrived at the bunker. They're meeting up with the people in the bunker, and who other than Jane to be the one at the end to go out and greet them and deliver the terms and fucking be a badass bitch about it. So that was this episode. I liked it. I liked the direction. This is a quick summary. And I'm glad that X and Terry are together. That made me happy because I don't want to waste any more fucking time with him trying to find her. Yeah. There's one other thing I was going to say, but it'll come to me.
Hayden, do you have first initial thoughts of this episode 6?
Yes, and they are. We talked about that we were spending too much time in the past, and this episode literally starts in a flashback again. I was like, fuck that shit. Another flashback? And I am going to just say this, Justin. I am not at all impressed with Jane's character. Like, no, they're trying to make her. They're trying to make her out to be this like awesome freaking.
Fucking hate you.
Yeah, I think it's just cheap writing.
I've wanted to interrupt you 12 times already. I don't know if I'm going to get through your fucking opinion. If this is your opinion, but I'll try.
My opinion. Look, it's going to come down to this. You watch. The only persons, there's going to be 2 of them, that will be able to best Jane at her own game will be Link and Xavier. They'll be the only 2 people because she's some freaking. I can meditate and suddenly I'm going to be the best person in the room. I'm just like. Because this is what this is what I'm not enjoying about this character. We already knew that she was a little bit psycho, bipolar, probably. Some reason or another, she is a contract killer in the guise of Secret Service, working for Sinatra. We already knew that. And now they're just like adding on top of this character a whole bunch of silly nonsense.
Oh, fuck off. Just say you don't like it. You don't have to be rude.
Being rude is not allowing me to have an opinion.
That's what they do, though. That's what they do. They add so much nonsense to the story.
You think it's nonsense for her too?
Well, no, I'm just saying the overall how they've been doing season 2. Just it's filled with stuff that.
I just feel like
doesn't matter.
Jane didn't need to be all of a sudden this prophecy killer from the future to the past to have this issue where she's suddenly picked out of a group of people because she's another woman to be taught this secret technique on how to overpower any enemy. I'm like, no, like this bullshit, like whatever they call it, like moon space or whatever. Was like the training program.
Oh, right.
And they got rid of it, but we still use the same techniques, and I will teach you. I'll Jedi master you how to oversee.
So much right
because
now.
you know I'm got a good point. I have a good point.
No, it is because I think you're fucking missing the point. I think you're missing.
She
the
didn't
point.
need to have any of that. She didn't need to have any of that.
She's gonna be. What if she turns out to be an incredibly important fucking character in this? Like, what if they're building her up?
I'm not talking about what ifs.
No, I know, but that's what the story is telling us right now.
The story is telling us that she's trying to run things.
Or
she's
maybe
always been trying to run things.
So she had that scene where she looks at her in the mirror and pretends to be Sinatra, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
She is maybe outside of Link the most interesting character for me on this show. I would rather them spend the time and tell me her story, more about her story, than waste another 2 episodes of a character who dies, a fucking baby nobody cares about, and the outside world.
The baby is now gone. Just to go on that, it's like no longer.
No, didn't he drop her off?
With the couple in the swap meet. So.
That part.
That whole plot
point is go get him.
like, yeah.
Unless they get the baby before.
Yeah,
I just
something
feel.
else happens, yeah.
I just feel Jane is a one-trick pony, and they keep trying to reinvent that one trick. And I'm like.
This is what I'll say about Jane's.
I can see where you're coming from.
Jane's backstory.
All my pride, I get it. For me,
I
it's
don't.
interesting.
I just don't know if it's necessary to know her past. I don't think like meaning I thought it was I like Jane's character. I love how she was not no one suspected her probably at the beginning in the first season, and then she turns out to be some crazy, killer. She
Mhm.
just always was the person who wanted to play Switch or whatever, right? Just whatever.
Yeah.
But it it does nothing to me right now learning and knowing what
I
she did in the past. Sometimes
that,
I'd rather just be a little bit mysterious. Is I don't really need to know. Knowing what she she almost killed her parent or like the mom with the sauna thing, and she's deeply troubled. I don't think it was necessary. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. It could be later on it would be a big thing, but um yeah, I think there are a lot of examples of bad writing in this show, not just this episode of this show. I wanted to say I had a question about the part where she leaves the bunker to go talk to those guys,
Mhm.
right? Did she really have to undo her hair and all that stuff? Like you know what I mean? She wants to look a little bit sexy and like flirtatious and all that stuff, but that didn't really was that only so she can get closer to them
I'd say
physically?
it's a form of her manipulation. Like, oh, if my hair's up in this, I look this certain way. It's very professional, where it's hair's down, it's loose. So I would
Yeah,
say, yeah, to keep maybe look less intimidating, less like I'm gonna fucking pull the gun from you.
I can kind of get that, but it's also like I was just thinking if they were to do that, if I think that is what they were trying to do, right? To make it look softer and
Mm.
whatever. But it lasted like 4 seconds, and then she just took the guy's gun or whatever.
Mhm.
I was just thinking if they were to do that, I'd rather them lean into it and maybe just like take the jacket off or something. You know what I mean? Or just go all undo a button and take the jacket off or something, then and do the hair and make it look a little bit more fun. That's just a small thing, but another thing is
Better not be about Jane. If
no,
it's just fucking
this is
picked on
about
Jane Day, like
this
guys,
is Robinson.
It's Jane's episode, so why not?
This is Jane's episode.
I,
I
Another
got so
episode.
much more. I got so much more.
I listen. I will.
I don't really. I
I
don't
will
really.
say before you talk about Robinson, I'll say this because I do want to address your guys' point that you brought up about Jane.
Right.
And I'll swallow my pride here, and I'll stand with you guys on this because I shat all over this season for exactly this, with different things, not giving a shit about fucking how Terry and X met. It was irrelevant to the story. Get on with it. I don't even remember her name. Annie, was it? Like that whole back of her, from when the bomb went off. Basically, season one of the bunker, but in her in the outside world. And she died. Like, don't, it was a waste. So what I have to say is I understand why you guys feel that way. And I maybe would as well. But for whatever reason, because I'm actually interested in her character, maybe it was just a moment of like, hey, at least it's not like they're still doing this stuff, but it's not shit, or it's like not stuff I don't really care about. Like it was to me at least more interesting than how Terry and X met, because it was like this child had this rough upbringing, and it starts with this like message that came from the future. Like that's the significance of it. It's like this message came from the future, and then we see this child that's born, and we see her sort of as she goes up through adult youth and adolescence, and then becomes an adult to where she is today. So that's why, because her, that message, the killer, like she's a part of this. So to me it was like it was interesting. So I think that's why I'm less bothered by it.
I will say, um, Jane's story, I do agree, is more interesting than Terry and Xavier's past. Just because Jane is an interesting character, right?
An integral piece of the story, apparently.
Yes.
I mean, they're sending messages to warn. And by the way, what is that message going to do? Send the message? Like, send it to somebody like, you know who I'd send it to? I would have sent it to Shao, because I know Shao will kill a fucking baby. You know what I mean? He will send the message.
That's right.
The message is, you're dead.
Yeah. I will. They sent it to the wrong person. I was on my break when they sent it.
Yeah.
My bad. So I just wanted to say about Robinson real quick that this to me was an example of I don't know if it counts as bad writing, but when I saw this part, I was like, oh, it's so Robinson is locked up with
I'm no side piece.
Justin's favorite character.
He's been way better this season. I've actually,
I think he's got a total of maybe 94 seconds of screen time so far. So maybe that's why you like him so much.
Well, in his dialogue, but his belief, like, I did not believe him at the end of season 1. I was like, this guy's a schmuck.
What, his rallying speech?
Yeah. I mean, I want to listen to it again sometime.
Okay, why I think this is lazy writing is because when Robinson sees the two trying to escape down that little hatch thing, she's like, oh shit. And then I don't like how they solved the issue of what to do with the 2 guards in 2 seconds. Just one punched a guard, leaves them there, and doesn't even take any of the weapons or whatever. And then just one punches another guard, and he's just knocked out. I think that to me is the writers know what they have to do. They have to get Robinson to go help. Let's just get her to punch 2 of the guys out. You know what I mean? Like I know probably this is such a small thing in the actual progression of the plot, but it's just it that kind of stuff draws me out a lot. If that makes sense to you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
Here's the question. No, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from. So, if she has to have a reason to go follow them, right? The guards is what triggered it. So, what would you rather have? She just does it? And this is just curious because.
Yeah.
What would you do? Would you have it? Because if you can't have like a big fight or guns going off because it would attract attention. So it's got to be quick or it's got to be nothing. She just decides to go. Like, how would you do it? Would you just have them like they go there, they sneak past, maybe there's a close call, but like, and then they just go? Or do you like the fact that the guards is what pulls her out to go and help, and you just weren't happy with the execution of that?
I wasn't happy with execution mostly. I didn't like how she opens the door and then the one guy's like what, and turns around and just gets knocked out, and then she just runs off. One thing already, like I said, do the guards have weapons? They should, right? I'm not sure about guns. Maybe
I would think so.
Something, because they're guards.
Yeah.
I think the smart thing to do with any scenario is if you knock someone else, you take you take a weapon or something. But it's also just the fact that I just find it hard to believe that she could one punch 2 adult men guards and they don't. It's like they're dead, you know. Like I'd rather her choke someone out. Choked out the first guy, he's passed out. So, okay, we know he's passed out, and then deal with another one another way or something. I can also just show. I know the way she does it kind of shows the audience that she's a badass, she's tough, she's strong, or whatever. But I'd rather them do something a little bit more realistic, and not have these guards be like
She was drawing from all of her ancestors though, with that strength in those punches. She had that chat with Dr. Sexy about how she's like, I'm just gonna rot down here and I'm gonna be the last of my people and blah 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 blah. She's drawing on that strength. But I do agree. I feel like they could have just done like maybe a little bit of a struggle fight, a little bit of scuffle back and forth.
Yeah.
So the execution of it was like, it was a little bit like, oh, one and done, you're out. Okay, one and done again, you're out. And I'm wondering if they maybe don't have weapons because why do they have these like little cabins inside this prison that they can just walk out of? Because the whole thing is enclosed in a fence anyway. So maybe the people in there are just kind of like teachers mediating, you know, recess. They're just like, what are you doing? Get back to your room, sort of thing. Don't make me call, you know.
Wait a minute. What kind of school did you go to?
Prison school.
I'm just wondering because you said it's like a teacher in school. Go back to your room. I was like, wait a minute.
If you were caught wandering the halls of like a school to teach,
go back to your room.
The hall monitor would be like, "Hey, get back to class. What are you doing out here?"
Yeah.
Because I was like, "What kind of prison is this? They can just kind of walk out the door."
I guess you're in a fucking bunker though. You're probably like hundreds of feet down. Where are you gonna go?
Yeah. Exactly. That's why I'm wondering if maybe they don't have weapons. They just have like a couple of like heavies to kind of monitor. But it would be pretty easy if that was the case to do an uprising underground, but they don't know where to go unless, of course, you befriend the architect of the entire bunker system. Who seems...
I'm just curious because we did talk about the possibility of time travel at the beginning of this episode. As Justin said, there was a message from what appears to be the future about a warning about someone being born. Sometimes in the show, the dialogue in an urgent situation, I feel like the dialogue isn't as urgent enough. Meaning, I need to see how it unfolds, but I also want to see the message that was sent. Is that really the best way to communicate what's about to happen? You know what I mean? It's such a big thing that if ignored, it can lead to catastrophe, sort of thing. And it was just very little information given in the message. I know there could be a lot of factors. Maybe the person typing it had 7 seconds or whatever, because things were happening.
We'll find out. I'm sure we'll see that email getting sent. Yeah.
Yeah, and when the guy, I can't remember his name, the guy from the beginning went to the hospital and saw Jane's mom come out and just yelling. I don't think it. I just, to me, what he was doing, like I said, the stakes were high. I just didn't think it was executed very well in terms of dialogue. You know what I mean? These little things. These little things for me is just take some points away.
I would definitely, he didn't approach it in a way that was like effective in getting the message across.
Right.
Okay, he looks scary. One thing I did like though about this episode is because one of the big questions we had from episode 2, and we got introduced to Link and his crew, is to kill Alex, and the name had kind of popped up once every couple episodes, or maybe you'd hear a thing. But they talked about Alex so much, I was like trying to figure out, like I snapped a photo of the message sent from the beginning, and then Dr. Sexy was doing her, figured out, like I think Alex has something to do with it, and she's listening to video files with Alex from different interviews, and there's Alex this and Alex that, and I was like, oh, and then I was like, okay, I can't try and rewind and figure out and try and piece this together. But I liked how the characters are starting to have the same questions as us. Because we're going to start seeing things, or we'll see them start to figure it out, or, you know, so I really like that about this episode. Because I feel we're close to a resolution. And Hayden, before you say anything bad about Jane, because I'm going to give the floor to you. I'm going to give the mic to you. And I know you're going to try and piss me off, but I want to say this. I want to say this. How can you be mad at somebody who literally brought a Justin Timberlake, Andy Samberg song to life in a serious dramatic TV show? How could you?
How could I? Because that was a very good one. I did enjoy that.
I don't think Shouse knows what we're talking about.
Um, Chicken Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I go.
Okay, so on that,
Hmm.
just to address that, that was a very good
I don't know.
linkage.
I don't know what happens after that. Like,
Yeah.
you can't just do that to somebody. He's obviously still alive. They know it's her.
Well, it leads to
Now I want
go.
to know what happens after that.
Yeah. So that guy's still alive, and he knows that happened to her. Her trainer knows that she's just done that. What happens to her?
Yeah.
But on Old Mate from the start, who is this guy? He's obviously got to have more to do with it. If he's getting special messages from the future, not just on the emails, but on text messages, like he's obviously someone that is incommunicado with peoples. And we're getting introduced to him in episode 6. Is he going to come back?
I feel like he's a nobody, honestly.
But the whole idea
Like a
of
librarian.
Yeah.
Like a librarian just introduced
Oh
in like
God, I
episode.
hope not.
You know,
but it's kind of
messenger.
interesting because it's like the whole idea of the fact,
Alex.
yeah, is like
I
who
sent
is
the
who is
message
this?
to myself. He sent the message to himself. Yes, you figured it out, Hayden.
No, my bold prediction on who sent it is Annie's baby. When he gets older, he's the one sending messages back. If we're going to follow the thread of time travel and sending data through time space like that, I'm like, who would know? Who has been introduced in this series as a new, very, very new character, and why would they be important to be introduced as they were? A baby.
Does that mean Jane is going to kill Link and Xavier?
No, I don't know. Maybe it's just they already know that she's a killer. Who knows? That's just my theory right now, is that the baby from the future is like the John Connor of this world and is, going back in time to say that Jane
Explore
is
it.
the
Why would he
T-1000.
say it? Why would the baby say that? I just want to explore this. I just want to talk this
Well,
out.
so maybe Jane ends up being Queen Psycho Killer, takes Sinatra's role, becomes Underworld, Lord Queen of the Dome, Mad Max style. So this baby's like, you know what? We can stop her from being the overlord of this world if we kill her early before she becomes too unhinged. Because I feel like they're throwing in like split personality disorder, but she's only exhibiting 2 personalities, which is not realistic of how it is.
Is she too? I know she has an imaginary friend. They introduced that.
Yeah.
What was her name again? I can't remember.
No idea. But that's why I was
Yeah.
thinking maybe she's bipolar because she sees things and that's repressed. And then I was like, well, split personality is usually like, 4 to 6 or something, they say. So there's got to be multiples.
Imagine if Alex is actually the imaginary friend.
Yeah.
Nobody sent this message.
Yeah. Alex is in this room right now. What? He's standing right behind you. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. But you're right. I did think about that too, because I'm still trying to think there has to be a reason why the baby was introduced, right? And given episode 6 going to 7, the baby is useless. So there has to be a reason why the baby. Yeah.
So there's a reason
That's
to
the reason
kill.
why the baby. Yeah. So I've thought about that too. And then there's also just so many things looking back, because I did watch a bit of a quick recap on this theory of time travel. It's the guy who, I don't remember his name, Billy killed with the wife, Alex.
Yeah, that company.
Yeah, he obviously has something to do with everything. I think there's a very popular theory right now that he's in charge of building this time travel sort of machine or program or whatever you want to call it, just because everyone's commenting on the fact that he was very, very calm the whole time. Billy was pretty much threatening him of like as his life, as if he already knew what was going to happen, right? Okay, so that's one thing. But then there was a little moment that I missed. I'm not sure if you guys remember when Billy was already there. He's calmly talking to Billy, and he grabs him a tissue.
Yep.
Before he even has a nosebleed, right? Just these little things that hints to the audience that he potentially has a lot of information that hasn't happened yet on what hasn't happened yet. So yeah, I never thought that this season would go towards this direction of time travel.
Interesting. Why would he travel back to that time?
Yeah.
Or do you think he keeps like what would? So yes. Okay, let's chat about this one. What if he has it? He's obviously the only one who has it. Because he owns it. So he could travel back. Why would he travel back to when his wife's about to die? What would be the significance of that? Why wouldn't he travel back further? Why wouldn't he? Like, these are honest things because, like, I think a lot of things in this theory are pointed out that it's like it's a good theory. Could be. We've had messages sent back. We've had this guy who's been calm. We have heard the name Alex in that room. There's these signs you say. We know there's this technology. We know they're sucking power from the bunker somewhere, but we don't know where it's getting diverted to. So all these things it's a really good theory about. So why would he? What would be like? That would be a writing flaw to me.
Yeah, and before I even forget, is that there's still some questions about, and have they shown this recently when they have the flashbacks and Link and Xavier are there and they have these kind of like split vision things. Did they do that recently? Did they do it this episode? I don't remember.
I don't think this episode, no.
Right. And so people have also commented the fact that Link has given clues that he's not from this time as well. He's saying that he doesn't know his age. There's certain things that Link has said or done, and he has nosebleeds. He had a nosebleed as well. So there's these little
That's
things
really common with time travel too, actually.
It happens in other movies. So or when you're using powers like in Stranger Things, I don't know. But so yeah, there's that. So people are saying, yeah, if Link's not from this time, then
I'm wondering.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. I'm wondering if it's like a Thanos thing. So to jump over to the MCU for a bit, Doctor Strange saw every possible scenario of every universe of when and how they would beat Thanos, and only one of them they are able to. So maybe old mate has gone through time, and the same scenario happens every time, regardless of what he does. So he just accepts that he's going to die at that point, and then the technology will still go. The only way to stop it is to send someone from the future back, not someone from the present forward or back, if that makes sense. Maybe that's...
Yeah, I mean, that's how you could make it work. And then if Link's not from this time, why does he go back to before? Win? I guess that is the one thing that the time travel theory could work. Because this isn't a matter of a war that causes it. Like Fallout, the series Fallout, right? It was a nuclear war. You can't go. So going back, maybe you might be able to do certain things or try different things to prevent it. But this started with like a volcanic eruption in Antarctica, like a natural event you could not stop. So maybe it was a matter of like, okay, we have to be there when it happens, but it's what happens, the leading up to it and then the during part where you can make a difference.
Because they still haven't addressed the Venus effect.
Time thing could work. Yeah, exactly.
They haven't addressed that yet. Again.
Sorry, say again. Hayden, what was it?
The Venus effect or whatever it is. They haven't mentioned any of that since we kind of were like. So that's now. Quick refresher. What happened to Calvin's dad? He had like Alzheimer's. Did he die in season 1? Or because they put him in a home in the dome by himself, and he was the one at the start of the season 2 that said he's going to introduce Sinatra to some different types of people that could help her with her time issue. Now, because I was like, wait, is he dead? Why haven't we seen him this season yet? Why isn't she talking to him for help, information, or whatever? Unless, of course, she's already got it all under control, which she plays off like she does.
Mm-hmm.
Because
he's dead. He's dead to me, anyways.
I think he might be.
I feel like he's gone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the husband and the daughter were kind of dead all season 1 and most of season 2 for Sinatra, and now the daughter's gonna obviously she's probably gonna have a part in. She's gonna have a part in the downfall of a mother. You watch. It's gonna be some Shakespearean thing there.
Just about to say that. Yeah.
Well, because that's the thing, right? She was, if she's a part of the downfall of her mom, that means Jane's gonna go after her. Which means if Jane's gonna go after her, I don't think they're gonna kill Hadley off. But then it's an interesting dynamic because that means then Sinatra loses another child. You know what I mean? If it gets, I think that would be interesting if it gets to that point. No one dies, but if Sinatra finds out that the closest person to her right now, which is Jane, who knows all her secrets, doesn't give a fuck about anyone. And is just gonna off Hadley. I think that's an interesting storyline too.
So maybe Sinatra sends the email.
Maybe. I also found it. This is the last thing.
Sends so many times because when she dies, because as Jane's killing her,
her head's resting on the send button.
This is the last thing I'm going to say about Jane, and it's not a bad thing about her, Justin. It's just an interesting scenario that I saw happen, and I was like, Dr. Sexy was like, I know everything about you. And then Jane didn't do anything about it. And like, if that was anyone else, Jane would have just like killed you for saying that you knew.
I had the same thought. And you know how I justified it in the moment? I was like, well,
because she's another woman.
That's not how I interpret it. I interpret it as, because Robinson was another woman. I interpret it as...
But she didn't kill Robinson.
What? That's true. It's very true. She didn't kill her. I interpret it as... if you're a killer, you're Jane, you're smart, you're aware, and all of a sudden somebody just comes in with no protection by themselves, openly says, I don't know everything about you, I'm coming after you. And if that was true and you're that person, then you would, as Jane said, well, then you know what I'm capable of, you know what I've done. It's because I had the same thought as you, but then I thought, well, you know what, maybe I wouldn't trust that person as maybe not doing a live feed somewhere or a lot, you know what I mean? Just if that's the case, like, I don't need to kill you now. I know how good I am. You're a fucking psychiatrist. I'll kill you later. To be safe on my terms, not you just show up. And that's because I had the same thought, and that's just how I justified it to myself, because I was like, this is dumb. Why wouldn't Jane just kill her now?
I also thought about the fact that I could be wrong, but I thought there were cameras in her office from season 1. But I also did the fact that there's cameras everywhere. There's
cameras, yes, and there's cameras. Well, Dr. Sexy has the one in the photo in Sinatra's office, so I think that one is gonna catch something.
I did also, yeah. I had, for just an inkling of that interaction between them, And then it made me think about the fact maybe Dr. Sexy is the same as Jane in terms of that she's like a sleeper agent. Because she was very close with Sinatra for such a very long time that maybe she was the prototype version of Jane, even though she was a very small.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why she's kind of like, the first line of her dialogue was like, I know everything about you. And like, but then the second half of it made me switch things. But I thought maybe she is. That'll be the biggest like reveal, because we haven't really seen much of her this season. She was kind of all there in the first season. Second season, she's not really been there. She had a thing with X, and she's trying to figure stuff out.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like that.
Have you guys ever wondered before about if you were to? It just brings back to the first scene. If you're trying to warn yourself from the future, and you send a message, right? You get a message on your phone, and it's like from an unknown number or whatever, block number, but it's you warning you about something, and you have to say, you know, have you thought about what you would say to yourself to convince you that this is not a hoax and this is not a, you know, it's actually Justin or Hayden from the year 2042 or whatever. You know what I mean? Is there anything that you can say? I would think of.
Yeah.
That would. Okay.
Yes.
I'm buying this.
Yeah. You're not buying it, or what?
No. Is there anything you would read or like, okay, this is real?
Yes. And it would have to be, and the only thing it could be would be something that I know.
I was gonna say,
like,
right.
Everybody has, you know, secrets, if that's what you want to call them. Not secrets, but people know things, but not everybody knows things about you.
Yeah.
But and then like there's even things that like I only have, like only Kate and I know, right? Of course. I'm sure the same is with you and Alex and you and Wendy. Well, maybe, I don't know, maybe not Wendy yet. Huh?
It's been 12 years.
There's a lot of secrets.
Yeah. But no, so but then I think there's still even like personal ones. Right. So it would have to be something like that. I'd have to go dig deep and find, and not just one. And I'd put it in a message, and yeah.
And a follow-up question. I'm going to ask you the same thing, Hayden, but follow-up question. If this person is from what, 2040, okay? So like 15-ish years from now. He's like, okay, I'm just warning you, XYZ, but I have to go now. I can't talk anymore. But you're like, wait, I have to ask you one thing. What would you ask them? What would you ask yourself about the future?
What would you ask yourself about the future?
That's a great question.
Selfishly, I just randomly thought like, okay, there's a couple of things. One, I want to know if we win the cup, and two, it's like, can you tell me?
I wouldn't waste my question on that. But I would.
No, but I'm also like,
I'd want the surprise. Because what if they said no? Like, what's the point of watching hockey for the next 15 years?
That's true. Or I would do something to do with money. Meaning, do you remember who wins the Stanley Cup in 2027? So I can put all my money into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you would Back to the Future with the sports almanac.
Yes. Back to the Future.
I think I think I'd ask like this is super cool, but I need to know, is the world really worth saving? Like,
well,
be real
years,
with
it's
me.
like,
you know, like, is it? Yeah, that's true. 15 years now. No, my instinct would go to be there to see how I could capitalize on it. But I think what I would ask myself is, what is the one thing you would do different? Because then you could, because what if it was like, hey, you know, that thing, that job, that whatever, it sounded really good at the time. Whatever you do, do not do it.
Mm. Mm. Your future self is like, quit the podcast now.
Yeah. They're like, listen, these are the winning numbers in next week's lottery. What a fucking stupid question. I can't believe I'm this stupid.
Hayden, can you think of anything off the top of your head?
No, I mean you guys have touched on it already. Like, I could be.
Would you do almanac thing? Would you do an almanac thing?
See, part of me goes, yeah, you want to preserve. You don't want to look out for yourself first, but you also want to look out for humanity as a whole. To be on the other side of the fence. So yeah, so you be selfish on one hand, but then you've also got to be like, look, we can also do X, Y, and Z to bring the. Could you imagine a world that there was no first world, third world countries, if it was all just first world?
Or all third world.
Or
could I imagine it?
Yeah.
No. I mean, it's really hard because it's tough. And you want to know why? Honestly, because unfortunately, with the way humanity and capitalism works, it's all about money. And I do not think that people want that, because people need cheap labor to maximize profits.
I'm not saying that they could still do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess everything would just inflate in price. Because if you're paying people higher wages and all that, then the thing's going to cost more. So now on our wages, we can't buy it. So if we want to buy it, our employers got to pay us more. And if our employers got to pay us more, they got to charge more for what they're selling. You know what I mean? So it's just like.
So you're saying the world needs these countries to be lesser than
No,
others.
I'm not saying I don't know. I'm saying it would be amazing. I don't know what type of world that would look like. I'd be very interested to live in that world. Maybe when AI and robots can do most of the work for us, and they just, you know what you're talking about right now? We're talking about communism.
Worldwide communism.
We just live our lives.
And machines do the work for us.
Yeah, come on.
Until and then end up being like Wall-E, where we're just like fat and can't use our legs and float around and hover the time.
It's our evolution, man. Who knows where it's going to take us?
It would just be nice to see the world, if all countries could bring themselves up to the same level. Mm-hmm. It would be a worldwide social experiment to see if all of the countries could maintain that, first world level. Or
I guess so.
It's possible.
But then all the billionaires that live in the dome board of trustees have enough money to bring everyone out of poverty anyway.
That is also a good point. That's legitimately a good point.
We're going to wrap this thing up. But hey, Shao, what about you? You got to answer the question. You brought it.
I would lean heavier on the selfish side.
Yeah.
And hopefully get money. Like, it's kind of like, I missed out on Apple. I missed out on Bitcoin. What's the next thing that I should invest in?
That's a good one. That's a good question, because they're not going to remember lottery numbers. Remember, but investment, yes. Agree with that. That's a good place to wrap it up. Let's be honest, people. We would all be selfish, because I will say it out loud, but you two in front of me and everybody here listening right now, we're not fucking heroes. If they say, this is bad thing's going to happen and you can save the world if you do this, or you can invest in Fixtopia, we're investing in Fixtopia, and we're going to enjoy all the way, baby. The life we have. All right, folks, until next week, keep on thumbing. Just jump right to it.
Just jump.
Fixtopia 2040. Here we go.
2040 Fixtopia.